Quintero. I am the president of the Sofia Quintero Art and Cultural Center. Now, you might find a familiarity between the name Arturo Quintero and the name of the center, Sofia Quintero. Sofia Quintero was my wife. She passed away in 1994. And Maria Rodriguez Winters, who was her best friend, is her best friend still. She's the one that dedicated the Sofia Quintero in the memory of Sofia Quintero. Anyway, the Sofia Quintero Center is based basically upon some of the things that Sofia Quintero represented. So she loved education, she loved children. So one of the things is obviously to try to get education to children in arts and other media. And the mission, of course, of the Sofia Quintero Center is to be the premier center for arts and culture in Northwest Ohio.
Talavera tile exhibit that we have here is a result of a visit that we made to Puebla, Mexico last year. That is, some of our board members and volunteers went to Puebla to try to develop a sister city relationship with them. We were able to meet up with a partner in the Talavera Tile Company, which is the oldest, one of the oldest businesses in Mexico. While we were visiting them, they shared with us that they had commissioned around 38 artists from around Mexico to put on their creative hats to figure out what artistically they could do with tile to commemorate Cinco de Mayo. And what you see in the gallery today is a portion of what these artists created. There are other works of art at Maumee Valley Country Day, also the Toledo Public Library downtown, and there are other tours taking place in Mexico of some of their art pieces.
Uriarte is one of the most oldest and most important pottery makers in Mexico, precisely located in the state of Puebla. It's a very, very long tradition that brings the culture from the Spaniards and Chinese influence to make some of the best pottery in the world. So basically what Mexico Council is doing right now is trying to, this special exposition that was put together in celebration of 150 years of the Cinco de Mayo battle, and it's an important data for Mexican history. We're trying to move around the United States and around the world so people know a little bit about the techniques of the Talavera, but at the same time a show of the new art and the new artistic expressions that exist in Mexico today.
Okay, I am D. Michael Collins and I am the mayor of the city of Toledo. Today we were gathered at the Toledo Lucas County Public Library for a very important event identifying Toledo and its relationships with the Latino community and the importance of the Latino community to the total culture of the city of Toledo as well as its sister cities around.
This morning we started out with Dr. Raul Bringas meeting with the Latino leadership in the city of Toledo. So we had a brunch here and he had an opportunity to talk to some of our members and have an opportunity to do some networking. Many of whom were really excited to have him be here. He is a professor at the University of the Americas in Puebla in the Department of International Business.
Hi, I'm Raul Bringas. I'm professor researcher in Mexico. I come from the city, the name is Puebla. Uriarte is the oldest Talavera factory in the world. In fact, Talavera was produced in many countries, but it has disappeared since then. And Puebla is the last great center of Talavera production, and Uriarte is the oldest business related to Talavera in the world. In fact, it is the sixth oldest business in any branch of business in Mexico. The book is about Cinco de Mayo. It's part of a bigger book about the art of Cinco de Mayo and the Talavera art form, which is a form of art in Puebla. I think the new perspective is important because in Mexico we have denied Cinco de Mayo, although in the United States is taking more and more importance. So there are many reasons why Cinco de Mayo is neglected in Mexico, and I want to have a new perspective so people can learn about how Americans view Cinco de Mayo and how it is very important for us.
The first thing is to see Mexico from a different point of view. It's like the typical thing that everybody thinks about Mexico is mariachis and maybe now tequila. Yes, we have that. It's wonderful. We have a lot more to offer. Otherwise, for us, it's very important that we showcase a very traditional method, the Talavera and the pottery, but at the same time showing the new expressions that now is being created in a very modern Mexico.
Following that, we then went to the Maumee Valley Country Day School, where he gave a presentation to the secondary school students and gave them a presentation of Cinco de Mayo and the true meaning of Cinco de Mayo, not as we celebrate it here at bars and getting drunk, etc., but sharing with them the historical facts about that particular day and why we celebrate it here in the United States and why it's celebrated in less in Mexico. Following that, we then took him to the Lucas County Library, where he also gave a presentation on Cinco de Mayo for some of the library patrons as well as some of our supporters. And now we are here today at the La Galeria de las Americas to have supper with him and to be able to interact with our board of directors.
That Mexicans should be aware of a very big Mexican community here in Toledo, because we don't know that close to the Great Lakes there are Mexicans, and that's very interesting. I think both are cities with a very strong industrial past, and in the present they have industrial relevance. I think they could be very good partners because both have their origins, their industrial origins in the car industry. So that's very interesting, and both are cities, a little bit larger Puebla, but they are mid-sized cities, and they share many traits.
The Latino community in Toledo is a community that brings a culture to Toledo, as well as the invigorating concept of diversity. And diversity builds strength. It does not create a community of separatists. It's a community of strength. And the Latino community provides that. The artwork, which is on Broadway, which is significant to the Latino community because of what it signifies. I mean, that's a representation of people, and it's a strength builder for us. It gives us the ability to expand.